Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandaddhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapada Kramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha Yasyantanna vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha. Om Narayanah Paro Vyaktat Andamavyaya Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipa cha Medini Esha te bhihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahasyasi Neha bhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Vyavasayatmika buddhihi Ekeha kuru nandana Bahushakahyanantascha Buddhayo vyavasayinam Transitioning from talking about the vision of Vedanta to unfolding a lifestyle where one can prepare for this knowledge, Lord Krishna says, Esha te sankhye buddhihi abhihita. This buddhi here is not buddhi means knowledge. This wisdom pertaining to Sankhya means sannyasis. Sannyasis means those who are doing nothing other than pursuing the knowledge. That's how it was in the olden days. So Sankhya Buddhi means the Atmajnanam, Kevala Atmajnanam, only Atmajnanam, nothing else. Sheer Atmajnanam, that's all has been told to you. Where? From 11 to 30 verses. Now, Yoge Buddhi tu imam shrinu. Yoge Buddhi means now listen to the wisdom called Karma Yoga. What is this wisdom called Karma Yoga? It's a lifestyle that helps you prepare for Sankhya Yoga. It's not anything, it's not two different paths. People like to have options where there are none. And people like to say, we don't like you saying, all these Vedantins, what do they say? Only through knowledge you get moksha. No, you should be able to get moksha in your dream. You should be able to get moksha eating chocolate cake. You should be able to get moksha after going to Starbucks and having mocha espresso. There should be many methods of gaining moksha. Why are you such a fanatic? Why are you so, unyielding? And isn't it Vedantins who talk about being accommodative? You are hardly accommodative here. Well, that's because the knowledge is as true as the object. I cannot say, for example, and have it be believable that, I cannot say something that is flying in the face of common sense wisdom. 2 plus 2 is equal. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5. Come on, let's just compromise. Once in a while, let it be 5. What is it for you? Why are you always on a war path? 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. Why such a fanatic? You're a mathematical fanatic. One can say that. But we don't say that. Why? Because there are certain things which cannot be altered. And what cannot be altered is knowledge. Knowledge cannot be altered because even though there may be many ways of understanding 2 plus 2 is 4, you can count on one hand, you can count on 2 hands, you can keep apples, 2 apples this side, 2 apples this side and count, the answer will be what? The same. There are many ways of doing the math, but the answer will be the same. Why? Because knowledge does not brook any accommodation whatsoever. There cannot be accommodation where knowledge is concerned. In Sanskrit, if you want to sound fancy, you can write this phrase down, Vastu Tantram Jnanam. Vastu Tantram. Tantram dependent on the Vastu. Like for example, I cannot say, please look at this wonderful golden chain. See. No matter how much Shraddha you have, this cannot turn into a golden chain in your seeing. In your sight, this will always be what? Pot. This will be pot. At the most, you can say, I see only clay, you can say, and get away with that. But you cannot see golden chain. How about a mango? Come on, let's compromise. Mango. Here is one wonderful juicy mango. Who wants? Catch. If I do this, then you will say, up till now she made sense, but these days something happened to her. That's what you will say. kuch gadbad hai, some problem is there. Up till now she was okay, but something happened, maybe heat stroke. That's what you will come to the conclusion. So therefore certain things, facts cannot be altered. Facts cannot be altered. There is no compromise on facts. Facts cannot be made into fiction. Fiction cannot become a fact. Those two are completely different. And what is it a fact? That which cannot be altered is a fact. And so what is it that cannot be altered? That you are what you seek cannot be altered. That whatever you want to be, you already are, cannot be altered. Otherwise, see, if you were not what you already want to be, then there is no Vedanta teaching possible. If you have to become Brahman and you are not Brahman, it will not be possible. The knowledge cannot be given at all. Why? Because you have to become something. As soon as you become Brahman, what will happen? If you have to become Brahman, there will be a time you will unbecome Brahman. You will no longer be Brahman. So you will be Brahman for some time. Now you are not Brahman. Now you will become Brahman, and then again you will unbecome Brahman, leading to become an infinite seeker. So if the quest is not understood, the quest is that of gaining something which I have, not gaining something that I don't have. Because if Vedanta was the gain of something I do not have, then the quest would be like any other quest. Chocolate cake, gain of something I have or don't have? Don't have. So then when you get it, the enjoyment is finite. Chocolate cake is also finite. Regardless of whether you eat it or not, it's still finite. Even if you sit and admire it, you can only admire it for 3 days before it will go off. So therefore, that which you want to be, you already are. You have to just understand it, because the separating factor is ignorance. This is a fact that cannot be altered. Oh, just because you say it's a fact, I have to take it lying down? No. Think of your own mind. Think of your own quest. What is it that you want? I want to be free. I want to be whole. How do you know you want to be free and whole if you are never free and whole? You can only desire something that you know. You can't desire something that you don't know. If you don't know that there is some new restaurant that has opened in town, it has rave reviews, everybody is going there, and it has a specialty dish, whatever it might be. If you don't know that, can you desire to go to the restaurant? No. So in a way, this is something in keeping with some everybody's lived experience. The desire to be forever is in keeping with something that you have already tasted. Because if you had not tasted this desire, you could not have desired it. If you had not tasted this Sarvatma Bhava, if you had not tasted this oneness, if you had not had an experience, you would not have understood this. That this is what I want. So Brahman knowledge cannot be something completely unknown, because otherwise how will there be jignasa? How will there be mumukshutvam? Not possible. Mumuksha is there. Jignasa, the desire to know, the desire to be free, are there. Why? They are there primarily because that is what is already familiar to me. That is why it's a pursuit. You can't pursue something that you don't know. What's the point of that? And so therefore it's like an example of a singer, a famous singer. There used to be one Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, very famous singer. And one time he had a terrible cold, horrible cough, terrible cold, but the sold out seats, he had to go and appear and make some noises, because he could not really fully sing. He had not the full range of his voice for him. And then he had to go because sold out concert. Everybody had assembled, and then he apologized, he started his raga with a lot of hot water flasks and ilaichi and what is ilaichi in English? Cardamom, and then clove and everything for the throat, all these things. With great difficulty he was doing the concert, and then there was a portion where he had to go really high up, but he knew he couldn't. So he took the lower note but pointed somewhere in the sky to the audience. I know that that note is over there, you know that the note is over there, but because of the throat, I can't go there today. That is what our search for Brahman is like. I know it's there somewhere, I can't seem to get there today. I don't know how to go there today. So therefore what? So therefore it is not an alterable fact that there is such a thing as Brahman is known to me. That I want to be one with it is also known to me. That knowing this will take care of my samsara is also known to me. I just don't know how to go about it. That is the issue. So, esha te abhihita sankhye. So, this sankhya buddhi, this wisdom of what is the nature of this Brahman and how through the pursuit of knowledge this is gained as the truth of yourself, my dear Arjuna, has already been taught to you. Now what? Buddhi yoga, you please listen. So, yoga buddhi means the wisdom related to this yoga. Yoga means union with the knowledge. How to get on the bandwagon of this knowledge, how to go on the right path being the only path. 2 plus 2 is 4, you are is equal to Brahman. That is the only thing. And you have to know it. How to get on this path is difficult if you don't know this. So therefore, a lifestyle to help you get on the path of knowledge, I am going to teach you. Yoga buddhi it is called. That which will ultimately unite you with this knowledge, unite you with the object of this knowledge, which is Brahman, which you are anyway, which will as though unite you with this knowledge. You please listen to this. Please listen. Buddhi yoge tu imam shrunu. Buddhya yaya buddhya yuktah, equipped with which wisdom, karma bandham prahasyasi, you will get rid of the bondage called karma. How will knowing this make me get rid of karma? Very interesting, very easy also. Make me get rid of bondage, because the bondage is in what form? Is it in the form of ropes? No. Is it in the form of iron shackles? No. Are you in a cage like a parrot? Tweet, 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 you are saying all day long? No. Then what is this bondage in form of? The bondage is in the form of a notion. What is the notion? I am bound iti notion. The bondage being notional can be dismissed by this lifestyle. How is the lifestyle dismisses the bondage? The lifestyle makes you take apart the karma. Take apart karma, deconstruct karma completely, like even a jigsaw puzzle, and then put it together differently so that your relationship to karma is transformed. And when your relationship to karma is transformed, your relationship to karma phala is also transformed. And as a result, you will be more accommodative, more calmer, less angry, more accepting, more willing to go on this path of knowledge. It will become much more clear. All the obfuscated, eclipsed areas of the head will now shine with understanding. This is what is the reality. And so therefore, buddhi yoge buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. and advertising Karma Yoga, Lord Krishna further says, Na iha, neha. Neha here is not a name of a girl, okay? Yeah. Na iha, not here. Abhikramanashaha asti. Abhikramanashaha means the proper beginning. Destruction due to there not being a proper beginning is not there. Where? In Karma Yoga. In Karma Yoga, you cannot say, I should have begun Karma Yoga 2 years ago. Now I am too late. Why? Because the time has gone. That does not stand any value here at all. Obviously no value here, because this argument you can say for crops. So when it was time to sow the crops, when is it time to sow the crops? Before the rains. Before the rain comes, you have to sow. And so this fellow was lazy, did not sow the crop before the rains. Before the rains came, what did he do? Slept. And then after that the rains came, and then what did he say? Ayyo, it is too late to plant. Still somehow half-heartedly he planted. Half the saplings got washed away in the rain because they were not strong enough, and then the other half did not germinate at all. Because of the wrong timing, they got waterlogged. So here Abhikramanasha is there. Why? In the Krishi, Krishyadehe, in the Krishi means agriculture. So in the Krishi, there is Abhikramanasha. If you don't plant at the correct time, you will not get the harvest. Again, if you don't cut the crops at the correct time, then it will become bird food. All the birds will just come, locust food, bird food, all of them will come. So you have to just be very vigilant, monitor the crops, scare all the birds away, shoo, shoo, shoo. Still they get their fill, don't worry. Because when you can't always be shoo, shoo, shooing, and then you put that, what is that? One pumpkin as a head and scarecrow. It's neither scary nor is it a crow. But then so neither does it scare the crow, because often the crows are sitting right on top of it. Okay, so it's not scaring anybody. And the pumpkin also comes down like this after 2 days. So it's standing there sadly in the field. The birds are having a nice party. But you just go and go shoo, 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 you scare them away. And then after that, you have to make sure that you cut them before the next rains, before all the locusts come, before all the birds come and take them away. So many actions in our life have a particular time. When do you go for the job interview? When it is advertised. You can't go after the last date and say, oh, you had a job interview advertised. Well, the last date was 3 days ago. What were you doing? Well, I just decided to come now. Too late. Job is already gone, closed. So most of the things that we are familiar with have to be done in a timely manner. When you are hungry, then you eat. What's the point of eating when you are full? No point at all. So that in this way, almost all the jobs that we can think of have to be done at the right time, have to be done in the right way. But here, this could be a deterrent to following Karma Yoga. Why? Because due to loss of self-confidence, one can think, already 40 years have gone by. What is the use of becoming a Karma Yogi now? Too sad, too bad. I wish I had known about Karma Yoga much earlier. I would have been the best Karma Yogi ever. Now, what shall I do? Go to sleep. That's all. Sit and cry. Is there a starting date for changing your attitude towards what you do? No. There can be no start date, and there can never be a bad Karma Yogi. There can never be a bad Karma Yogi. Because Karma Yoga is not an action. If it were an action, like sometimes what they do, they make nice flowers and so many things out of paper. Some people can do that. They just take the paper, fold it 5-6 times, and then they just cut like that while talking to you. And then they open it, suddenly it's this wonderful ornament. You try it and you just get confetti. You know that you get just pieces of shredded paper is what you get. But these people somehow know. These people know, and they know where to cut. They're not even, scarcely even looking at the paper. Some intricate design comes. They just cut it in a certain way. Karma yoga is not like that. It doesn't require expertise in a particular kind of an action. Why? Because karma yoga is not an action at all. Oh, it's not an action? No. Oh, thank God. I have passed the age of learning new actions. I'm not young anymore. I can't learn new things. And what do they say? You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. New tricks cannot be taught to the old dog, because the dog has been there and seen it all. And then even though you hold a dog biscuit in the hand, come on, jump, shake hand, jump, roll over, do all this. It says, yeah. Besides, I have digestive problems. I can't even digest the dog biscuit anyway. So no need to want it, no need to do this. I'm just going to open one eye, see what they are offering. Nothing much. Okay, close it. Let them keep on yelling. I'm not going to do this. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Similarly, you cannot teach an old jiva. Old means not age-wise. A jiva that is jaded and faded because of having been around too much. And very, in English language and in New Age spirituality, there is an expression, old soul. And they say, oh, such and such a person is an old soul. And they think of it as a compliment. For us, that's not a compliment at all. If you are an old soul, that means last time also you didn't get this knowledge. The time before that also you didn't get this knowledge. 3 janmas ago also you did. 50 janmas ago also you didn't get this knowledge. Old soul for us is not a compliment. So this jaded, faded jiva, the so-called old soul, is tired, bored, same old. And what does the person do? The person is not ready for jnana, because why? Too many ragadveshas. Too many ragadveshas proliferate in the mind, therefore not at all ready for jnana, and then and therefore they are also not interested in doing whatever they are doing, because somehow there is a deja vu. What's a deja vu? The feeling I have done this before. I have already done this before. I have sat through this before. Even Vedanta starts to sound familiar. I have done this before. Pujya Swamiji used to tell, when he started to study the Mundakopanishad, he really felt he had studied this before. He could anticipate the next verses. So like this. So this jaded, faded jiva is not being told, jaded, faded means hopeless jiva, is, mind you, not being told to do something new. Because the person is hopeless. Like has a vairagya based on hopelessness. And what is this vairagya based on hopelessness? Like the vairagya of somebody who has a chronic illness. So the person has vairagya towards medicine and modalities of medicine. So you go and say, have you tried homeopathy? No, what is there? Yeah, I tried that. Nothing happens. Have you tried Ayurveda? There is a wonderful breakthrough. No, nothing. It's just, they just say that. And these days they are putting steroids in Ayurveda. So I am not going to try that. What about allopathic medicine, Western medicine? Too many side effects, and I am just hopeless. Won't try anything new. Okay, try to fix whatever you have to manage the condition through diet. What diet? Nothing. I don't eat anything anyway, so it's okay. How many things shall I give up? Already gave up milk. already gave up milk products, already gave up, what is that thing that usually people give up? Gluten. I already gave up gluten. Then I gave up grains. Now what am I doing? Just waiting for the rains, and I'll stick my tongue out and just live on rainwater. That's all. That's all I could do. Fresh air and rainwater. That's all it is. So this is the kind of, it can't be called Vairagya, but it's a hopelessness that is called Smashana Vairagya. Smashana Vairagya means funeral grounds Vairagya. Somebody, like the other day, plane crash, 260 people, 70 people, how many ever, just perished. And the heart is just sick. Even if you don't know the people, the heart is sick with this feeling. What is this? How come God allows this? What is the theory behind this? Why is this happening? I don't feel like eating. So how long you don't feel like eating? Just that one meal. You didn't go to the dining hall, but after that, you went to Gayatri. Oh, Gayatri mantra? No. A shop called Gayatri and had a snack because you were so sad. You felt like a snack. And so like this, there is the person is called like this, Dirgha Rogi. Somebody suffering from a chronic illness, the kind of vairagya they will have towards medicine, etc. Nashtarajya. Nashtarajya means the Raja without a kingdom. One who is without a kingdom. The Raja went to sleep nicely on his velvet bed, and then next morning he found that the enemies have surrounded from all sides and there is nothing to do except surrender. The army has been outnumbered because 3 other kings have joined together their armies and attacked and taken over the kingdom. So like this, Nashtarajya. Nashtarajya means in the contemporary times, Nashtarajya means somebody who has whose business has suddenly gone bankrupt. Nothing at all there. They thought they were doing very well, but somehow they just went bankrupt. They had to declare bankruptcy, close off all the branches, whatever they had, and now from becoming millionaires, they had nothing. They had nothing at all. And what else to do other than go to Kaun Banega Karodpati show? At least you can regain some of the millions from there. But this is so such a person who suddenly loses his kingdom, suddenly loses all her wealth, becomes bankrupt, also has a hopelessness. This is the same hopelessness that the person doing karma in the world and coming up against dead ends repeatedly. Karma bandha. Karma phala, karma phala, karma bandha this is the person who is not ready for anything new. Therefore, the ingenious teaching of Karma Yoga is that nothing new is given. The person is not asked to take a new medicine. The person is not asked to take a new exercise regimen. The person is not asked to take on a new business or a job. So what is the person asked to do? Very ingenious. The person is just asked to have an attitudinal shift with regard to whatever they are doing. So Karma Yoga, so we are going to have several points defining what Karma Yoga is. The first point of Karma Yoga is that it is not one more thing to do. It is not an action. Number one, Karma Yoga is not an action. It is the attitude through which all the actions are performed. Number two, what is that attitude? The attitude is that of Ishvararpana Buddhi. The attitude can be called an attitude that offers the karma to Ishvara. Two things are offered to Ishvara. First is the karma itself is offered to Ishvara. Why? It doesn't take long to see. It's because of Ishvara I am able to engage in the karma. No, I did it with my own hands. Did you make your own hands? No. I did know, but I did it with my own brains. Did you make your own brains? No. Neither did your parents. They also don't know how to make brains. You also don't know how to make brains. Brains are given. Hand is given. Buddhi to do this job is given. So therefore, in acknowledging all this, you take yourself as the karta out of the picture. That's point number 3. Acknowledging that everything is given. That's how we get into Ishwararpana Buddhi. Point 3 is understanding how to get into Ishwararpana Buddhi. Point 3 of Karma Yoga is acknowledging the presence of Ishvara up close and personal in my own life. How? As the one who has equipped me with the karmendriya, with the jnanendriya, with the sense organs, with the organs of action in order to undertake any action. That force which has made me capable of doing action, that is what has to be acknowledged here. And that force alone is the one that has to be understood. And then when I understand that force as the author of action, I naturally come away from claiming authorship. Next point. Which number is that? 4? Yeah. Fourth point, if I am not the author or the agent of action, I cannot be the producer of the result of action. I am not the author or the agent of the result of action. Why? As the Bhagavad Gita will show, karmani eva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. You have freedom of action, you don't have freedom to produce the results thereof. You can do something. You can have an idea also that I want to do something. And then you can do it. But you are not in charge of producing the results. Who is in charge of producing the results? Ishvara. Through your own karma phala, making your karma phala an excuse, a nimitta, Ishvara helps to produce the results of action. In accordance to your karma, Ishvara gives the results of action. Number 5, understanding that I am not the producer of results of action. My attitude towards the result of action should be one of prasada. So number 5 is prasada buddhi, developing prasada buddhi. So results come from Ishvara based on my own karma. Results come from Ishvara. So whatever comes as a result of action is what? Prasada buddhi. I means grateful or glad acceptance. Glad acceptance and grateful acceptance. This is, of course, we have to pause here a bit because this is very difficult to do. I can't stop thinking I did this and then what did I get? Instead of the results of action, I got something terrible. So therefore, I am not this. I don't deserve this. A righteousness, a feeling of righteousness comes. I have worked myself off. I have worked my body off. This is a toil of blood, tears and sweat. And what happened? Somebody else took away the prize. Not fair. This is what comes. And so the 6th point is the phala of Karma Yoga. What is the outcome of Karma Yoga? The outcome of Karma Yoga is to manage raga, strong preferences, and dvesha, strong prejudices. And by extension, my own anger and sorrow. So when I see that I am not getting what I want, there is anger, there is sorrow. Why? Because of the raga and dvesha. So the raga dvesha philosophy in the Karma Yoga portion of the Bhagavad Gita says that these raga dveshas are natural to have, and it's also a great privilege to be able to come out of them. As natural as it is to be born with raga dveshas, equally natural it is to be able to want to come out of them. Why? Because the buddhi has been given to come out of them. The buddhi to calm down the raga dveshas is already given. So what is this buddhi? It is the free will. And how is this free will used? The free will is used, next point, in converting karma into an act of worship. Sixth or seventh, I forgot. Seventh point, convert the karma by the raga dveshas are managed by converting the karma into acts of worship. How do I convert the karma into acts of worship? I look at the action objectively as something to be done, rather than subjectively. If I look at the karma subjectively, what is there? What will I feel? It is something that I like to do. I love to do this, I hate to do that. That love-hate relationship is there. So, here I take on the karma as something to be done. Whether I like it or not is not the issue. It should not feature into the thing at all. Because when I look at it from the standpoint of do I like to do this, do I not like to do this, the raga dveshas come in the way. In fact, they are already in the way. Certain things one likes, certain things one doesn't like. Washing clothes, somebody likes. But then you ask them to go dry it, they don't like. Yeah. Drying clothes, somebody likes. Then after that, bring the dried clothes and fold them. No, I don't like that. And then what else? Some cooking, I love cooking. Okay, after that, it looks like there is a bomb that has gone off in the kitchen after you have cooked and come out. And then who is going to clean up the mess? Not me. I only like cooking, not cleaning. So this is how we go about life. We go towards the things we like to do, and we go away from the things we do not like to do. This is how the whole life is. But are we successful? This is the question. Are we successful in avoiding everything that we have to do? Are we successful? No. If anybody says, I am successful, that means they are not in this room. They are sleeping somewhere in their room. That's what it is. Because that means what? There is too much tamas. There is not any engagement. There is too much tamas, there is not engagement, there is not enthusiasm. And then conveniently we cannot blame Bhagavan. Next point. Point number 8. Not doing what I have to do is not Bhagavan's problem. If I am not doing what I have to do, it is my own responsibility to fix that. But people would like to say, it is Bhagavan's problem. Bhagavan didn't make me feel like brushing the teeth. What can I do? Bhagavan told me, don't take a shower today. What will I do? I can't help that. Bhagavan said people love to do Bhagavan. They Ishwarize the universe in a different way. How do they Ishwarize the universe? By blaming everything that they cannot do, their own laziness, on Ishvara. Why are you so lazy? Why do you have so much tamas? It's all Bhagavan. Bhagavan is in charge of the three gunas. Bhagavan gave. Why aren't you coming to Vedanta class? Don't feel like. Why don't you feel like coming to Vedanta class? Bhagavan. Because of Bhagavan. I'm ready to buy this argument if the same attitude you have at 12:30 when the lunch bell goes. Yeah. You say, okay, if I'm meant to eat, Bhagavan will give something. It's okay. Bhagavan is making me feel like not eating today. How rarely does that happen? Very, very rarely, not on an everyday. And so, the person who is pursuing certain things very avidly, all the enthusiasm is there, all the rajas, the push, the drive, the hope, everything is there. And only with regard to certain things one is hopeless. This is what is the correct, this is what has to be corrected. Through what? Next point. Through growing into a person who likes everything that they have to do. Growing out of a person, out of being a person who wants to do everything as they like, to being a person who loves whatever there is to be done, they love it. Whatever there is to be done, they learn to love it. A small child had to interview Pujya Swamiji for a kindergarten class assignment. Interview somebody you know and then ask them some questions, what you like, what you don't like. 5 or 6 years old she was, and then so she came with her little book and her pencil and she said, I want to interview Swamiji. Swamiji said, okay, and we were all very humored. We were all sitting there listening to this interview. So then she said, Swamiji, what all are your favorite things? What are the most best things you like to do? And Swamiji said, I can't afford to do all the things I like to do. Therefore, I have grown to like whatever it is I have to do. Whatever it is I have to do, I have grown to like it. Like Karela, yeah, you can't avoid Karela. And that other watery vegetable, what is that they keep serving in the dining hall? Yeah, laukika, okay. So this lauki, and then this lauki, every day it makes a faithful appearance. It is there in the main dish, or it is there in the boiled vegetable, and then one day you say, Bach gaya, no lauki. It is not there in the vegetable, it's not there in the boiled vegetables, then they have secretly put it in the dal. It says, Tada, I'm here, what are you going to do? So, what are you going to do? The lauki is meant for self-growth. So next time, today I think, I'm pretty sure we'll encounter it today. So you think of this class at 12:30, and then when the lauki comes, do a namaskar to the lauki in the plate and say, thank you for helping me grow. Yeah, because this lauki has to be accepted as prasada. Or whatever it lauki, I just gave the example because it's coming every single day, especially in the summer time, there is not many other vegetables growing. And so this is what you are dealt with every day. And so the heart wants more, dil mange more. And then you keep wanting this, wanting there, but what is there? You have to make peace with it. You have to make peace with it. You have to say, lauki, feminine I suppose, laukyai namaha, you have to say, and then unto this lauki namaha, you are the goddess that is teaching me to be okay with what is in a small way. As I told you, how many million meals you need to have before you die? So many million meals an average person will have. A few meals of lauki we can accommodate. And this is how we turn the ragadveshas around by changing the attitude towards the action and by receiving the action as prasada. Everything is prasada. So what was the last point? Yeah, growing into a person that likes whatever that comes, that likes whatever one has to do. And then finally, the last point is that only after the ragadveshas have been tamed, from wild beasts to pet animals, then only the knowledge of Brahman as myself will speak to me. This is the final point. This is what Karma Yoga is. First, everything is worshipful. I have to convert action into worship. How to convert action into worship? By unpacking the parts of worship, the accoutrements of worship. Who all is there in worship? Worshipper, I am there. Karanas, instruments of worship are there. What are the instruments of worship? Hands, legs, buddhi. Instruments of worship are there. And then for whom the worship is being done is there. And here we'll have two answers. So first I am doing this as seva for the ashram, and then ultimately for Ishvara. For what purpose this worship is done is also there. What is the purpose of action? For self-growth. The taming of the ragadveshas gives self-growth, emotional maturity to ready myself for this knowledge. That's how it becomes worship. In worship, I don't say, you know what, I don't like this. You are there, okay, 16-step puja means 16 steps. I don't like Naivedya. Why? Because I am on a diet and I don't want Bhagavan also to have anything. You don't do that. You can't skip a step. This is how it is. You have to do it. Here also, in every action, there are certain steps, and I follow those steps faithfully. Previously, what was the case? Previously, I wanted the result of action. I was karma phala holic, focused on gaining the results of action. And now what am I doing? I am wanting only one result of action. What is that? Self-growth, emotional maturity. So therefore I dedicate the action to Ishvara, I dedicate the doership to Ishvara, and everything I receive as a result of Ishvara's grace, prasada buddhya karma phalani svikuru. Accept whatever you cannot change. If you can change, please change it. No problem in changing what you can change. We are talking about that which cannot be changed, which cannot be improved. Just we have to accept that. So the karma phala is received graciously, and the karma is also done graciously. So this karma yoga, should it have a particular beginning? No. You don't need to look at the Panchanga, the almanac, and look for some correct timing to start karma yoga. Na iha abhikramanashaha asti krishyadehe, like even with agriculture, etc. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavaya, look at the verse. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavaya means the certain omissions and commissions are not there. In any action, you can omit a few steps, and then what will happen? You will have imperfect karma, because you decided to skip certain steps. In cooking, you forgot to turn the stove on. You forgot that step. Oh, but it's a small step. It's a small step, it's the most important step. You forgot and you were just stirring something on the pot, and half an hour later, nothing is there. So this is, in cooking you can do that. In cleaning also you can forget a step. What did you forget in cleaning? You forgot all the cleaning solutions. No soap, nothing. And then so how will it get cleaned? And so you forgot a step. It will affect the karma. Karma yoga is not an action, so you can't forget any step in the action. Karma yoga is Ishwararpana Buddhi. So Pratyavaya it's got many meanings, but we'll see them carefully. Pratyavaya is omissions, commissions, and Truti. Truti means slips. Slips from Pratyavaya. Slips form what is called Pratyavaya. It is a dosha. And there is a saying in the Dharma Shastra, Akarane Pratyavaya. Akarane Pratyavaya means when you don't do it, you get consequences. I thought if I do action, I get consequence. If I don't do anything, how will I get consequence? This is possible in certain religious actions. Like yajna. Yajna, there is one main yajna, and then there will be some satellite yajnas also that need to be done. And if you don't do the satellite yajnas, then you get akarane, you get, in not doing, you get a papa called pratyavaya papa, pratyavaya dosha. Even in nitya karma, you can see that. So if you stop taking bath and if you stop brushing teeth, then there is pratyavaya. What happens? All your friends are gone. You lose your friends immediately. So even if you say, so how by not bathing I can have a consequence? This is how. So by not doing action you can have a consequence, but then karma, or by doing something badly, that's another meaning of pratyavaya. Doing something badly you can have a consequence, but then by doing karma yoga badly, you cannot have a wrong consequence. Why? Because you are still trying. You are still getting there. You are still trying. You are at least on the correct path. So no wrong consequences will come. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapi, even a little bit. Asya dharmasya means when you embrace karma yoga even half-heartedly, all these points we talked about, half-heartedly you embrace karma yoga, half-heartedly you do karma yoga, still what will happen? Trayate mahato bhayat. It protects you from the great fear of samsara. Even the K of karma yoga you adopt in your life, what will happen? Samsara looks less and less scary. What is samsara? The repeated problem of keeping on doing something or the other and not gaining what you want. This is samsara. Sorrow is samsara. Pain is samsara. Anger is samsara. All other kinds of things which I want to get, I can't have. This is all called samsara. And then this is all is called samsara. So samsara bhayat trayate. Even imperfectly done karma yoga, a little bit of karma yoga goes a long way to extricate you from samsara. Samsara is getting connected to or getting addicted to rather karma phala. So the karma phala addiction. I am addicted to karma action. Why? Because I am addicted to karma phala. So the addiction to action and result of action loop is what karma yoga interrupts, breaks. So even if a little bit you make an attempt of de-addicting yourself from the action by seeing that the results of action are not in your hands, by seeing that carefully, then you are less and less of a samsarin. This is the ticket. Karma yoga is the ticket out of samsara. And then when you are relatively out of samsara, then the first ticket out of samsara is the karma yoga, temporary ticket. The permanent ticket out of samsara is atma jnanam, when you know that you are not subject to karma phala at all. But this first ticket is very important. You can't say, I'll go straight away for the second ticket. I don't want temporary ticket. I'll go for the permanent ticket. The permanent ticket is based on whether you have the temporary ticket or not. If you don't have the temporary ticket, the permanent ticket will not be given. You will not even know where to look for it. And so therefore, this samsara is scary. Why? Because the more I want karma phala, the particular kind of karma phala, what do I get? I get whatever I don't want. Because I cannot manufacture the results of action. I can only manage the results of action. How to manage the results of action? This is a very nice trick. By knowing that there are only 4 outcomes you have to deal with. Every action has only 4 outcomes, not more. This you can see, 4 is nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. Even a baby can count up to 4. Even chimpanzee, gorilla, and what else? Other animals, parrot also, they can make them count. So 4 is nothing. Only 4 outcomes I have to manage. And this is told in the form of a simple action. You cross the road in order to catch the bus. Simple action, everyday action. So first scenario, the outcome is exactly in keeping with the action. What did you want to do? Cross the road and catch the bus. And what happened? You crossed the road, you caught the bus. Fantastic. Nothing to worry about here, nothing to see here. And sometimes the outcome is more than the action, more than your expectation. Here the outcome is in keeping with your expectation. In the second instance, the outcome is more than your expectation. You cross the road, you're standing in the hot sun. Somebody, a friend comes in an AC car, says, "Where are you going? Get in. We'll have something nice to drink and then I'll drop you wherever you need to go." Some good karma has come my way. Fantastic. So did you understand the first 2 scenarios? The outcome is in keeping with my expectation, number 1. The outcome is much more than my expectation, number 2. And number 3, story of our lives. Cross the road and miss the bus, miss the boat. Let's say I wanted bus number 92, 91 came, 93 came, 94 came, 90 came, 90. My number did not come at all. Or I saw the bus coming, I was crossing the road very fast, and then I even tried to make eye contact with that ding fellow who's in the back. What's his name? Conductor. Yeah. Conductor saw me and then told the bus to leave after making eye contact. Because the bus was already late. It needed to not be any later. And I was running and then I missed the bus. The outcome is less than my expectation. Outcome number 3, less than my expectation. And then what is the 4th outcome? I was crossing the road, ... What happened over here? Look to the left, I was a good citizen, okay? Look to the left, no traffic. Look to the right, no traffic. But then forgot the hidden variable, could not see the hidden variable in the form of a banana peel on the road. Not very appealing, but here it is anyway. And then slipped, lost consciousness. And when I came to, I was asking fundamental spiritual questions. Who am I? What for I am here? Where am I headed? Why am I here? The outcome here is what? Opposite of my expectation. These are the only 4 outcomes. Only 4 outcomes you have to manage. The first 2 are easy to manage, correct? Because I'm getting what I want. My raga dveshas are very happy. They are preening, they are happy, they are singing. The raga dveshas are just wonderful here. Very happy for the time being. In the first 2. In the third one, the raga dveshas are upset, sad. In the 4th one, They are just very upset, very livid, very sad, very angry, and they feel victim. The person feels victimized. Why me? So many people cross the road. Why only for my foot had to encounter the banana peel? Because gahana karmano gatihi, the karma has to come in some ways. That banana peel was custom made for you to trip on. Yes, that's how it is. No, I don't believe that. If you don't believe that, then you will also not believe, if supposing you should also not believe when when you get a lottery and somebody says this is a mistake. No, I am supposed to have this. If you accept this lottery was for you, meant for you, then this banana peel also is meant for me alone. And so like this, the ways of karma are inscrutable. Now the key to managing the ragadveshas is to manage which outcome? The first two outcomes. The last two don't try to manage. First two, when things are going very well, somehow the chest is out and one struts around, the ahankara comes out to play, east or west, I am the best, the neck grows by 1 more inch and it becomes like a heron's neck, like that. Ooh, nobody like me. Nobody is like me. I am the best, east or west. Look, I was able to do 3 things very well today and I am the best. And I even understood every single word of every class. And look at all these other people. They have stupid expressions on their face. I am the best. When the outcome is greater than the expectation, then this is what happens. When the outcome is in keeping with the expectation, one has a kind of a bounce in one step. Yeah, everything is going my way. Here I am cruising along. These two have to be managed. I should not let the ahankara get the better of me. When I don't hit the ceiling, when something goes well, then I don't have to have a long way to fall down when things are not in keeping with how I want them to be. This is Karma Yoga. More we'll see. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shall we have question answer